Joining me live in the studio now is actress and very talented singer Ali Harper, and it's so nice to see you. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Chris.
You have been extremely busy. I saw the show Blood Brothers on Saturday night, opening night. You must have been feeling pretty good, as I said off air. A standing ovation for sometimes a bit of a conservative bunch we are.
Yeah, it's pretty delicious getting a standing ovation, yeah.
You play essentially, well, the lead character, don't you? The mother who has twin boys. It's a tough role. You do it all. There's drama, there's the music, there's the singing. There are so many components to this play.
Yeah, there is. Plus also trying to introduce some of that Liverpudlian humour, which people from Liverpool, as down and out as their life is, back in the 60s, you know, poverty, what keeps them going is humour. So we try and capture on some of Willie Russell's script where there is a little bit, you know, that line I say, we were in the middle of our tea one night when they came for the table. I mean, imagine that. You got 7 kids around that table, all eating dinner, and the finance people come and take the table from them.
You see, that's what I liked about this play, because there was a little bit of humour, not too much, but enough to shock me when something serious happened.
I know.
So for people who are unfamiliar with the storyline, how would you describe it for them, Ali?
It is intense. It is real. It's about love and how much we need to appreciate our family and what we would do to protect our family. I mean, the choice I make as Mrs. Johnston when she finds out she's pregnant with twins and that wealthy woman says, let me take one of those babies because she can't have children of her own. And then the thought of me with my other 5 children at home who don't have a bike with 2 wheels on, don't dress nicely, are starving. The thought of one of those children at least having a chance in life. You know, it's those sorts of decisions, what we make as parents. And so it's heartbreaking. And then as you see those children, those 2 boys grow up together and you know, gravitate towards each other, you know, nature versus nurture, that's a really interesting subject, isn't it?
It is. It's also the thing about classes too. You've got one upper class, one working class boy. Yeah. But it works. They still form a friendship regardless of their upbringing, and that's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. That bond of what happens in the womb as twins, that bond they have, but that you know, the blood that they have, that connection, and that friendship is amazing to watch, isn't it? That, you know, the playing with toy guns, that kind of role playing that we all did when we were kids, and then for them to grow into men and watch the political, because it's really a political play as well. It's during the Thatcher time when, you know, there was so much unemployment. 1 in 5 were unemployed, you know, and so to watch Mickey, you know, the son that I do keep, going to be unemployed, and how that affects his life and turning to crime and all of those sorts of things. It's hard-hitting stuff, and it's so well written, isn't it? It
is well written. In terms of the connection between the 2 twins, do you believe the connection is based on from the womb, or do you think it's simply a friendship that develops for the sake of it, or is it a bit of both?
I think a lot of it is to do with the womb.
You reckon?
You
would know as a mum?
I think so. I just think they saw each other and go, and they got talking, and there was this, who knows what it is, it's an energy, and they go, and there's just this bond, and then of course as they unfold, there is a friendship there, but they can't seem to leave this bond alone. They see each other again at 14 and then at 21, and they know there is something there that's unexplainable.
Ali, as an actress, how do you prepare yourself for a rather compelling, hard-hitting role? Because when I saw you on stage, I immediately thought, gee, she looks like a haggard old housewife, which is so further from the truth in reality. But what did you do to prepare for this role? Did you get inspiration from seeing any other productions on YouTube? Or did you think, nope, I want to be influenced only by what I know as a mum and get myself in the role based on the research I do by reading?
I trust my heart. I read that play. I've known the story for a long time. It's always been on my bucket list. But no, I'm a mother of 3. I have 2 little boys who appear on that poster.
Oh,
they are my little boys.
Children. They
look like twins because they're 16 months apart. Archie is 3, Thomas is 4. My boys are my world. I have a 14-year-old daughter as well. My children, I would do anything for them. I would die for them. You know, isn't it interesting? It's cliche. But as a parent, you would. You would. You brought them into your life. They are your responsibility, and that is it, full stop.
So you can really gear yourself into this role by simply being a mother.
The thought of giving up one of my babies to someone else through circumstances that I can't control is heartbreaking. And it's amazing, you know, I love them as babies, I love them at this age, and I love them as a teenager. They're challenging, they're hard, all of those things, but at the end of the day, they are my responsibility, I'm responsible for them. So yeah, tough.
The thing about this classic musical, although the script is old, it is still completely relevant today. I mean, I don't have kids, but I still understand how relevant it is for those with kids, for those living in unfortunate times, living through struggles, living with people who have such different perceptions and different realities.
Yeah, war-torn places. You know, the heartache of knowing that you're living in a war-torn place, and you've got these beautiful, innocent little children through circumstances you have no control of, and you've got to try and protect them. It is a universal subject.
I just want to briefly comment too on the set, the sound and the lighting. I know it sounds frivolous, but for me it's a big thing. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I felt like I was there. I felt like I was in the play. I was watching a reality series where they just happened to sing at the most appropriate times. It's beautifully dressed.
Stephen Robertson, who is the director, the set designer and the costume designer, does it all. He is incredible. He's the most clever man. I've known him for 22 years. We performed in Chess, the musical together, the New Zealand tour. He's fabulous and he's a real asset for the Court Theatre to have.
The production is Blood Brothers. It is on now at the Court Theatre. It's quite a long season, isn't it?
2nd of August we close.
Plenty of time to see it. And of course you can book at the Court Theatre website, can't you? Ali, always nice to see you. And of course, you're not resting on your laurels after this production. You've got a lot of other exciting things happening.
Yes.
Give us a taster.
Oklahoma, New Zealand tour straight after this. And then I'm off to New York again to do Bombshells on 42nd Street.
I might have to come with you.
Yeah, good.
I could be your coffee maker or dressmaker or something.
You can carry my suitcase.
No problem.
How's your massage?
What?
You good at massages?
Oh, yes. The reason why I said that because I like getting massage nearly every day at Riccarton Mall. I thought maybe you were stalking me. Ali Harper, nice to see you. I wish you all the very best. Thanks.